Good day everyone. My name is Banreet Kaur and I'm from BE 3rd year Thapar University Patiala. This is my summer training project called Real Estate Management, which has been developed using technologies such as Java Core, J2SE Standard Edition, Eclipse Workbench and MySQL database, which is an open source database. The working of the project and the scopes, users and objectives are as follows. This is the welcome page of the or the login page of the project. It consists of username and password. The username and the password are provided to the user at the time of the installation. Now, the users of the project are real estate agents or property dealers, and these applications help them to automate their business. Now, the users can either log in using the login button, or if they forget their username or password, they can click on the forget password button. What this button does is it will send a mail to a pre-specified email address. Now, this is a aspect of the project which needs to be developed further, as the project is not connected to any internet connection at the given present time. Hence, we log in from the login page. Now we get to a home page of the application. As we can see, the application consists of two types of services, the rental services and selling and buying services. The rental services consist of two types forms, to-let form and renting form, seller form and buyer form. Before seeing how these forms are filled, let us click on info about the application and get to see what the application does. This shows a dialog box which tells us that this application helps us to organize real estate data in an efficient manner, and we have different forms of renting, to-let and buying selling forms. Also, it tells how these forms need to be filled at the time when the customer gives their details. Now, let us take a real life example as to when we assume as to where we assume that we are the real estate agents, that is, we are the users, and a customer calls us and tells us that they want to give their house on rent. That is, they want to let their house. Hence, we open a new to let form. On opening the new to-let form, we see that there are a number of details about the user that we need to about the customer that we need to fill. The first detail is ID number. We can get the ID number for each customer from the Get ID button. It shows that the ID of the user generated is 1987. This way, each user gets a specific unique ID, because the logic behind the Get ID button is that it generates a random number on every click. So we get the ID generated for this user is 1987. We fill the detail in the column specified. Let the name of the user be XYZ, the address of the user be house number, lane number, city, etc. The contact details will be the phone number of the user. Then the specification. This is one of the most important details about the user, as it will tell about the type of house they want to give on rent. Let us assume that the user wants to rent a 2 BHK house. Hence, we click on the 2 BHK button. Then we click on the fact that the budget of the customer. Now, let us assume that the customer wants to give their house on rent at around 7,000 rupees. Now, the advance required. The advance required can be range differently varying upon the customer. Hence, no drop-down list has been specified for this field. Let us assume that the customer wants a advance of 1,000 rupees before renting their house, and the preference of the customer is around that they want a student tenant in their house. The time duration is the time for which the customer wants to give their house on rent. Let it be around 1 year. Now, since we have filled all the specifications, we want to save them in our database. We click on the Save Data button. We get a message showing that data is saved. Next, we want to retrieve the information from the database about the types of customers that we already have in our database who want to rent a house with the specifications of 2 BHK and of budget around 7,000. For this, we click on the Get Data button. After clicking on the Get Data button, we get a list of the customers we have in our database who wants to rent a house of 2 BHK and have the budget as specified by the other customer. We see that there is one entry which specifies the range, the time and the profession which is given by the customer who called us, and hence we can contact this customer for further telling them about the place where they can find the house. Since we have saved the data of one customer and found information which could be useful for them, we can go back to our home page. On our home page, we can see that there is a small box called suggestion here. Enter any suggestion here. Here, the user can enter any suggestion and then click on the submit suggestion button. We get a dialog box saying that the suggestion has been saved and we'll try to work upon it. Now, this is the aspect which is also connected to a different concept, that is, after clicking on the submit suggestion button, the data should be saved in the database of the administrator and not of the user. Since there is no database of the administrator and only one database is being used right now, this aspect has been not utilized to its full potential. This was the working of real estate management, and that's it. Thank you very much.